person in their right mind would seek such a role? I offer to you this afternoon the insight that it takes the whole mind to be a successful moral influence in a church. The whole mind, left and right, to both come together in balance, to maintain that balance. Obviously, Jesus had the right combination, even though he got into trouble. The second text that I want to refer to this afternoon is in 1 Peter. And I want to look at most of the verses there, but just in summary form. 1 Peter chapter 4. And you can read the passage as I make comments on it. I'll call out the verse and then I'll make a summary statement of what I think the apostle is talking about here. What was Jesus' model? What was the model that Jesus handed on to his one of his chief leaders, Peter, the apostle Peter? In verses 1 and 2, the apostle reminds that, by the way, the context of Peter is they are just previous to some of the greatest persecution the Christian church had ever suffered in the history of the Roman Empire. So the Holy Spirit motivated this man to write a warning to the church. So it's in that context. Alright? So big troubles are coming up in the near future. And this is Peter's attempt to address those difficulties, those trials, those temptations that will come upon believers. In verses 1 and 2, the apostle affirms that Christ suffered, so will you. Get used to it. Christ suffered, and so will you. The apostle goes on to explain that it is the will of God that you understand this, and in so doing, you arm yourself. In verse 4, he lists, after listing all the things that they have left behind when they made a choice to follow Christ, all the vices, if you will. He says, you will be maligned when you improve your habit choices. You will be maligned. They will criticize you. You know, do things that you used to do. Friends will not be able to understand it, and there will be some malignment that will go on. Verse 6. Those who have given up the struggle are dead. That's one of the ways to solve the tension, to solve the issues, to solve the struggle. Just give up. And many do. The apostle Peter says those who do are dead. Verse 7. The end of all things is near. The end of all things is near. You can say that in the first century Christians who are facing imminent pressures from